Hit you with another one of them old phenomenal shits.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Undrlvld. My name is Chris. I appreciate you guys being here. Just want to take a quick second to thank everyone for all the support I've been getting. I've only been on YouTube for about a month, and I've been getting a lot more support and a lot more views than I thought I was, so I greatly appreciate that. We're about 10 subscribers away from our first giveaway being this awesome Naruto figure that we're giving out. So yeah, don't forget to click like, subscribe, notification bell, all that jazz. You're gonna have to do it to be entered into the giveaway anyway, so you might as well do it right now. So, I'm going to be continuing my Valda Spire of Secrets coverage, and today I'm going to be going over my top 10 favorite subclasses in this supplement. Subclasses being, like the player's handbook subclasses. After that, I'll be doing a top 10 character customization options, which will include stuff like feats, starter feats, auxiliary levels, and in the video I'll also be explaining what auxiliary levels and starter feats are. And then I'll be closing out my coverage by doing my top 5 favorite spells. So yeah, you have that to look forward to. So starting off, we have the Path of the Muscle Wizard Barbarian. You're a wizard. Perhaps you went to wizarding school on a football scholarship, or just picked up a book at the gym and started reading. No matter how you got here, you're a wizard. One that just coincidentally has massive rippling muscles. You have the big dumb hat and the book filled with gibberish and everything. You gently remind others, often by beating them to a pulp and cracking their bones, that your magical powers shouldn't be questioned. You're a good wizard, the best one, even. And only a fool would say otherwise. Starting off, we have Unarguable Wizardry. You get advantage on intimidation checks to convince others you're a wizard. If someone questions your magical prowess, you rage for only one round, and it doesn't count towards your total number of rages, and you can only attack the creature that questioned you or their allies. Next up, you have cantrips. You use the following cantrips a number of times equal to your strength modifier, and you gain the uses back after a short or long rest. But while you're raging, you can use them limitlessly. So first up, we got Mage Hand. It's a bonus action. You basically pimp slap someone with a melee attack, and you make opposing strength checks. They fail, they get knocked prone. Shocking Grasp. When you successfully hit an enemy, you prevent them from taking reactions until their next turn. True Strike, bonus action. You just deal a little bit of extra damage, D8 of extra damage, I should say. Next up, you got spells. You can use each spell once a long rest. You got Burning Hands. It's an action. Make an unarmed strike against a creature within reach, and they take. Oh, I should say each creature within reach. My bad. They take a D8 plus strength bludgeoning damage. Got Magic Missile. When you take the attack action, you use a bonus action to make a ranged attack using the weapon you're holding, and you have advantage on the attack. Shield reaction. You gain your shield's bonus even if you're not, wielding the shield, and you reduce damage taken by a d12 plus Constitution. Not entirely sure if, you're already using the shield if you add the AC again, but I think it might be a little open-ended, for the DM to kind of decide. And we got Magic Resistance, 10th level. Other wizards can't even touch you, apparently. While you're raging, you have resistance to damage from spells. I forgot to put that in my notes, so I kind of had to, switch monitors to check that one out. And finally, we have I Cast Fist. While raging, you use your action and bonus action to punch an enemy. You have advantage on the attack, and they take a 8d8 plus strength bludgeoning damage, and you can't use it again until your next rage. So you would have to stop raging and start a new rage in order to use this again. Next up, we have the Rum Domain Cleric. Where rum flows easily, the gods of merriment abound. Clerics of the rum domain feel the fuzzy warmth of strong drink not as sinful excess, but as praise to the gods of good times, which they worship often and with abandon. They look to spread their merry religion and the good times with it, bringing all to peace and happiness, a few nights of drunken revelry at a time. Domain spells, first level you got Charm Person and Sleep, third level Calm Emotions, and a Valda's spell called Hangover. Fifth level we got Hypnotic Pattern and Slow, seventh level Confusion and Death Ward, ninth level Greater Restoration and Modify Memory. So what we got for the domain spells. Class features, first up we got Drunken Sway. While we seem off balance, while you're not wearing armor or using a shield, your AC is 10 plus Dex plus Wisdom, and you're proficient with martial weapons. Cup floweth over. Use your reaction to fill your mug with beer or rum, your preference. Only you can drink it. You suffer no ill effects of the booze. You get a little slurred speech though. And you learn the legendary libation cantrip. So I think that's pretty cool that you drink, you learn a new spell, and I think that's the only time you can actually use that spell is when you do that. Not entirely sure though. So Channel Divinity Intoxicate, use a reaction to cause an enemy to make a Constitution saving throw when they attack. On a failed save, the enemy is poisoned and has disadvantage on saving throws for a minute, and the enemy can repeat the saving throw at the end of its turn. Got Rum Runner. Basically, when an enemy moves, reaction to move half your movement speed and doesn't provoke attack of opportunity. Divine Strike, once a turn, attack deals an extra D8. What is it? I think like D8 radiant damage. 14th level goes to 2 D8. Then we have Next Rounds on Me. You call upon your gods and you give up to 6 allies a round of shots. They have to be within 60 feet for a minute. Each have advantage on intelligent, wisdom, and charisma saving throws. And you subtract your wisdom modifier from bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. You use it once a short or long rest. And I think that's pretty cool. A lot of flavorful stuff. Like these first two are more, I think, more kind of meme subclasses, but I thought they were pretty entertaining. Coming in at number 3, we have the Magic Missile Mage. Magic Missile is a staple wizard spell, well loved for its versatility and unerring accuracy. As a missile magician, however, your fondness for the spell borders on obsession. Your studies focus entirely on the spell, exploring every rune in the spell's composition and analyzing every aspect of its casting, resulting in new augmentations and greater power than ever before. First up for class features, we have Force Missile. You learn the Magic Missile spell. You just get it for free, and you can. That's pretty good. And when you cast it, it's improved in the following ways. You fire an additional dart. The additional dart increases by 1 at level 6, 10, and 14. Shield spells cannot block Magic Missile. Well, your Magic Missile. You can cast Magic Missile at level 1 without using a spell slot, and you can do that up to your intelligence modifier. Refreshes after a long rest, and at 14th level, you can use the ability an unlimited amount of times. So yeah, at 14th level, basically you can use a level 1 Magic Missile as often as you want. Might not help you that much at that level, but I mean, it's a free spell, so it's pretty powerful. So next up, we got Shield of Missiles. Basically, you cast Magic Missile and you shield yourself with the missiles for up to 10 minutes. You gain a bonus to your AC equal to the number of missiles orbiting you. but it's to a maximum of 6. So essentially, you can get a +6 to your AC using this. When an enemy ends its turn within 5 feet of you, one missile leaves and hits him. When you cast Magic Missile, again, you can add missiles that are orbiting you to the attack. So essentially, if you cast Magic Missiles, let's say you get 6 darts, right? Next turn, you cast another Magic Missiles, it's another 6 darts. You can send the 6 darts that are orbiting you to that attack, totaling at 12 missiles in that attack, which I think is pretty cool. And you can use this ability once a short or long rest. So it's limited, but it's extremely powerful. Well, when it comes to magic missiles. Next up at level 10, we have Counter Missile. Use your reaction to cast Magic Missile at an enemy within 60 feet of you when it casts a spell. They make a Constitution saving throw equal to the damage that it took. If it fails, the spell fails and it has no effect. So essentially, it's kind of like a weaker counterspell kind of a thing. So I think that's pretty cool. I mean, you could essentially use Magic Missile at level 1 and just kind of roll the dice to see, if they're going to fail it. So, I mean, you're saving, because counterspell's like level 3, and then you kind of scale it from there based on like what spell they're using. So this is a useful feature. And lastly, we have Inescapable Missile. Your Magic Missile has a range of 500 feet. You can attack creatures you can't see, but you have to be able to hear them as long as nothing is blocking the missile's path. So I'm assuming if they have any form of cover or anything, maybe the missile will miss. And Magic Missile cannot be counterspelled. And missiles penetrate stuff like Wall of Force, Tiny Hut, and Resilient Sphere. I think it's kind of interesting that it's like it can penetrate those things, but if something's blocking the missile's way, it can't like go through that. But I mean, maybe for balance, because this is essentially like just a free massive like boost to Magic Missile. But yeah, that is number 3. Coming in at number 2, we have the Meerkin Sorcerer. One of your ancestors came from beyond the looking glass, a strange world where everything is a twisted reflection of the true reality. As such, you have inherited amazing powers of mimicry and illusion that allow you to copy other people's abilities. To fight against you is almost akin to fighting one's own mirror image, something few warriors would relish. This is where things get interesting. Mirror Magic. Use your reaction to learn a spell that targets you, or if you're in the area of effect, like if someone uses Fireball on you. If you succeed the spell's saving throw, and the spell has no effect on you, you can't learn the spell. You can learn 2 first, second, third, fourth, and fifth level spells, even if they're not on your spell list. And you can use an action to forget a spell you learn this way. So it's pretty cool. You can copy spells. It's like a new way that you can learn spells. But I like that it's limited to the amount of spells and like the level of spell that you can learn. I also it'd be pretty crazy if you could just like copy every like 9th or 8th level spell. So I like it. It's flavorful, it's fun, but it's also, not excessively crazy. We got Mimic Trait. It's an action. Choose a humanoid within 60 feet. You gain one of the following while the humanoid is within 60 feet of you, or until you use the ability again. So the humanoid has to remain within 60 feet of you. You get a special sense like Dark Vision or Tremor Sense. You can get their like movement speed or swim speed or climb speed. You get a tool, skill, or instrument proficiency, a damage resistance, or their accent, verbal tics, mannerisms. Next up, we got Reflect Magic. When a creature uses a spell that calls for a saving throw, targets you, or includes you in the area of effect, spend sorcery points equal to that spell's level. If you succeed the saving throw, the caster must make a saving throw against the spell. On a failed save, the caster suffers the effects of the spell as if you had casted it. So for example, someone casts Fireball at you, you succeed the saving throw, you still take the damage, but you reflect it back to them. Essentially, they would have to make a saving throw against their own spell, in this case, Fireball. But I think that's pretty cool. I like that, again, it's like it's powerful, but it's not like, it's not like you're nullifying the effect of the spell and reversing it onto them. You're still being affected by it, essentially, but, you're also turning it back on them. So next up, we got Copycat. As an action, you can basically perform any action that a humanoid within 60 feet of you has performed in the last minute. Any requirements like key points are waived. Unless the spell requires the use of a spell slot, you have to expend that spell slot still. And, use any expensive material components. You use this once a long rest. So I think that's pretty cool. You just copy, man. You're like Kakashi from Naruto, man. Like I think it's pretty cool. It's extremely powerful because from the looks of it, you can use like monk shit, but at the same time, it's once a long rest, so you gotta make it count when you use it. In closing out, we have Perfect Duplicate. You learn the Disguise Self and Mirror Image spells, and you can cast them without spell slots. So it's a level 18 ability. Most campaigns, from what I understand, don't even get up to that level. So, it makes sense that it's powerful. But if you think that's powerful, just wait until the next subclass. So coming in at number 1, we have the GM patron for the warlock. None of this is real. Not a lick of it. You, me, the whole damn world, were nothing but pencil scratches on some pieces of paper. It doesn't matter if you believe me, because there's nothing you or I can do about it. The world is the way that it is, and it only exists so long as the GM wants to tell a story. After that, the whole world goes poof. The GM isn't one creature. It might be male, female, or something else entirely. Maybe it's old, young, smart, dumb, or any one of a million different things. The GM may be no more powerful than a commoner in its own world, but to our world, its will is absolute. The GM grants us our powers, and its laws and decisions dictate the way everything in our world works. In fact, it can change the fabric of reality on a whim. Those that fight the will of the GM find that its ire is easy to rouse and hard to be rid of. But if you cater to it and play along with the story that it wants to tell, you might find that things go very well for you. We got the expanded spell list here. Level 1, Detect Magic Identify. Level 2, Augury. Probably butchered that. And Locate Object. Level 3, Clairvoyance, Remove Curse. Level 4, Divination, Locate Creature. Level 5, Commune and Legend Lore. I would pick up Commune because I think it'd be awesome to commune with the GM like while you're in game. That would be hilarious. First up, we got Player Character. Your character knows it's a player character and the GM's favorite plaything. You have advantage on persuasion and deception checks with friendly humanoids only if the GM feels it is appropriate. So the GM determines if you get advantage on it or not, which I think is cool. Like this class, it seems like it could also be used as like a GM tool to help like push the story and the narrative forward while having a fun theme behind a warlock. Next up, we got Fudge the Roll. You can nudge or re-roll the dice when you make an attack, ability check, or saving throw, but you have to use the new result. And you can only use this once a short or long rest. Or you can push your luck and use it additional times, but you might provoke a negative side effect decided by the GM. Well, I think that's cool. It's like a far more risky and taxing lucky feat. So I know in a lot of games, at least that I've played, the luck feat has always been like banned or highly discouraged from using. So I mean, this you get to use it, but it's at a lot has more limitations and it's at a higher cost potentially. Next up, we got plot armor. You gain temporary hit points equal to your warlock level plus charisma once a short or long rest. That's cool. I mean, at max level, it's like you get 25 temporary hit points. That's pretty cool. I mean, I would like, I mean, considering it's a level 10 ability, I would think it'd maybe be like, you can use this up to your charisma modifier proficiency bonus, but maybe that'd be too powerful. I don't know. But I just feel like for a level 10, it's a little on the weaker side, especially since like I think the undead warlock, they get like something similar to this at like first level. But closing it out, we got OP class feature. It's a bonus action to break the balance of the game. For a minute, you roll advantage on all attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws, and you roll 3 d20s, and you take the highest number rolled. You can use this once a long rest. So, I mean, yeah, essentially for 1 minute, 10 rounds of combat, you have advantage on essentially everything, and you roll 3 d20s, and you take the highest number rolled. For this being a GM patron, like going into this, I would think that'd be like completely and utterly broken. And it is in some ways, and it's extremely powerful in some ways. But at the same time, I feel like it's broken in a like balanced way. Like it's more fun than it is like completely overpowered. I think it'd be really fun to play this, and I might have to try this out in the future and let everyone know how it goes. But again, I encourage everyone to check out their backer kit, their social medias. I have a lot of fun looking through Valda Spire of Secrets. It's a great supplement, has a lot of fun stuff. Even if your DM decides like, oh, this is too powerful, that's too powerful, a lot of these things are made in a way where you can easily kind of tweak them to maybe balance them a little bit more for whatever campaign you're in. So this has a lot of useful stuff. And our next video, when I go over auxiliary levels and starter feats, I think you'll get the idea of why I like this so much, because those are amazing concepts that I feel really strong. Like, I mean, you could do a lot. You can do a lot with it. But yeah, thank you all for watching the video, for all the continued support. I hope you check out Valda Spire of Secrets and maybe pick it up for yourself. Have yourselves a good day, stay safe, and catch you on the next one.